I hope you're hearing me, guys. Welcome back to the Joyful Podcast. My name is Immaculate Namugenyi Aka Imi. Happy New Year. I wonder how your New Year is. How are you faring? Here in Uganda, we are prepping for the elections. Please pray for us all over the world, but all will be well. It will. Anyways, we are in the new year. I wonder how yours is faring. Me, I'm here maintaining the beauty standards. Today our topic is beauty, generally beauty through the generations, how beauty has been maintained, guys. And what's your perspective on beauty? Is it from the movies? Is it from your parents? Is it from your family? Is it from culture? Most especially the Gen Zs. What is defining your beauty standards? Anyways, guys, get a drink, make yourself some coffee, a cup of tea, and we are diving into the podcast today. You're most welcome once again. So when we talk about beauty, I'm here with some beauty standards for women, and there are beauty standards for men, by the way. Can you imagine? The world is not that merciful. Anyways, everyone has a standard in their head or in their mind. So I think I'll be doing my hair as we do the podcast, guys. It's not for views or anything. I wanted to do my hair because it's still, I think, 2 inches long. That's how short it is. And if I went to the salon, the pulling and everything, the pain, I'm like, for now, let me first do it myself. As it grows, we shall enhance or engage my salon lady. But then she's good just because I'm not ready for, I don't want to call it, but yeah, sometimes it's trauma for the scalp. Because we have sensitive skin, some of us. So it just becomes trauma instead. Anyways, there are products out there that you can use now. For example, we have the Kentaro Organics here in Uganda. Please check them out and buy their product, their braid care set. Yes, guys, you have healthy hair. Anyways, so beauty. Oh, we are plating the hair too. So let me not get distracted. So yeah, beauty, I think over the centuries and over time it has been defined as many things. I was seeing some history or documentary clips of how women of old used to maintain their beauty. That's the physical beauty. But I don't know, guys, should we first cover the inner beauty? Then we head right on into the physical beauty. Okay, let me start with the principle. It's the what? Anyways, guys, so beauty, according to God, it's the beauty of His holiness, the scriptures say. So it's in seeking God that you are beautified entirely. Because at a certain point you will age and you'll be having something like that, those wrinkles. Yes, those wrinkles. And what would define you most is your love and your relationship with Christ. Of course, this seems like some cliche thing. I mean, everyone has been talking about knowing God, you must know God, all those things. And sometimes it really sounds cliche, but I think it's really important that we get to know God as our personal Lord and Savior. Because with all the life achievements you will ever have, the most comforting, the most joyful thing to have in your life is to know God, your creator. And not just as a creator, maybe as a loving father, maybe as a parent, maybe in who He is as God, and you may not understand all that God has designed in His own wisdom, but God has defined you and continues to define you in His presence, and that includes your weaknesses, your strength, your friends, loving your neighbor as you love yourself. That's what the scripture tells us. In there is depth to what you always want. People think I am so nice, but I don't think I'm so nice. And if I'm ever smiling, because I also have my personal weaknesses, and my family can attest to that. But above all that, I know that it's God who beautifies me. I'm not beautified by the acts that I do, that self-righteousness scheme. I'm not beautified by self-righteousness. I'm not beautified by having the eyelash cut. Well, I'm not beautified by spotless skin. Meanwhile, my skin is on a journey this year. We bless the Lord. I'm not beautified by hair either. No, that is like primarily. Of course, there's levels to these things as we grow, because you can't say that you're not beautified by your face. For those who are married, you must look good. You must look good. So yeah, guys. So there are standards to beauty, but let it be that your beauty standard is seeking God, reading His word, and doing what His word says. That will give you peace that surpasses understanding. That will give you joy overflowing. That will give you, I don't know, a certain kind of contentment. Because now, like in our modern era, it's giving Gen Z, it's giving Gen Alpha, and even the people who are ahead of us, the millennials, our parents, they call them boomers. Yes, our parents, they had beauty standards in their generations, which were even worse. Because imagine someone using paint as makeup. Yeah, they weren't using that original cosmetics. I think that's for the white society, but I think for the African society, since most people are still, by the way, we're going to cover African colonialism in the next series. It was going to be like a 3-part series covering how Africans we are becoming. No, we're not becoming. We have been victimized for the longest of time. Yet we are now Christians, and we ought to move on. Because I feel like colonialism has happened all over the world, and we shall cover that in that podcast. So, anyways, we're talking about beauty standards. So, I think our grandparents, you can see that in those old pictures, some people are using, I think, clay masks to maintain their hair. Herbs mentally. By the herbs, guys, herbs still work. Now, I was having rough hair recently. I just boiled cloves, powdered cloves in the saucepan with water. When the water cooled down after, I used it in my hair, and my hair became soft again. And that's for the people who have coarse hair. People who have thin hair, they have things like beetroot, that kind of hair maintenance. Sumanya honey, yeah, that kind of hair maintenance. But I feel like Africans, why most people hate their hair, it's because you don't know how to treat it honestly. Because you imagine, even you, if you are you're having your hair. I don't think most parents pass down the wisdom of you taking care of your hair. They just entrust you to the salon. Apparently interested to the salon. And we're talking about beauty standards, guys. Maybe the people old used to use small blades to shape their eyes. Maybe they used to use mud masks, or even just soaking maybe oat milk in water and using it for their skin. Yeah, guys, those people had beauty. Maybe like, such example, used to use egg white as a mask for the face, like just an egg white, nothing, no chemical, nothing added to it. So it was still talking about beauty in beauty in the eyes of God. So God has made us all beautiful. All image is different from you, and you are different from me, and in that way, I ought to honor who you are by not degrading you by maybe words, actions. But of course, most times you fall short of these things. You can get me annoyed, and then maybe I say a word out of anger, which might affect someone's life for some good time, unless you reconcile. So beauty is inviting. Yes, guys, beauty is inviting, and that defines who God is. God is a loving Father. He's always inviting us to know Him. God is not pissed at you, by the way. He's not so pissed at you. You know how we have been taught when you annoy God. Our pastors always used to share with us in campus that God's love will surpass even your expectations. Like even when I feel like today, God, I'm so disappointed. God is not moved. He feels what I feel, but like He's above these things of us. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going everywhere because I'm plating here. But let's journey this journey of beauty. So, with all these beauty standards we have in the present time, Simanya, injections here, injections where I want to see those people who have injected themselves when they are 90 years old. And I'm not saying it to bias like or criticize them. I just want to see that was it a partial truth? Was it a perfect truth? Was it just influence, peer pressure? Was it just societal standards for beauty? Because society has standards for beauty. Now, like most people in Africa, the fact is that African hair takes time to do, depending on the length you have. Not like me who has this length. People can be like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? Shouldn't your hair be plaited? Something like that. And then I'm like, you are not even now. You should just know that African hair takes time. And I think the biggest lesson to us as Africans is patience. Yes, patience. But also, you guys, but the people who have white hair also have their own struggles. You know that they have to blow dry their hair every day, like with that hot comb most times, like it's either weekly. I thank God for my hair, by the way, because even I hate combing sometimes, honestly, because it's coarse and it's sometimes coarse, really coarse, unless you have water. And African hair really lacks. So I feel like the difference between African hair and people abroad is that our hair builds its life on water more than heat to look good. Now for the people who are abroad, their hair it also has to have water, but it looks better when it's heated up. Yes, and that's the meaning of straightening, I guess. Okay, guys, I think I'm going everywhere. So I think of doing a podcast when you are doing something else. You're also trying to concentrate all the way. So, guys, in seeking God and knowing Him, you know that you're beautiful. Even if someone came out there and said, because God has glorified His presence in your life, in what you do, in all that you do that has to do with the will of God, it's beautified. And to trust that this God who has given me these eyes, someone, I think I was doing makeup sometime, and the lady was like, what's I don't know what's this, what I think eye socket, whatever, this part of the eye. When she was doing the eyeshadow, she was like, your eye cannot do this eyeshadow. This eyeshadow can't come out from your eye, your kind of eye very well. I'm like, okay, that is fine with me, by the way. Makeup artists. I will be fine. Anyways, we have that. Okay. Now we've talked about God. I don't want to complicate things, guys. You're already beautified by God because He's your creator. So, anyways, we're still talking about maintenance. So you can see that my hair is not so tight. No, it's flexible. I don't want to be crying in the night, after plating the hair. Yeah. So people have beauty standards, and whoever is influencing them might be the media, it might be, like I said, family background. Not like for me, what's my beauty standards? My beauty standard, I just feel like that's now like the physical beauty standards. I just feel like women society has a beauty standard for you, some which is biblical and some is toxic, and the major influence is the fashion industry. The marketing. I'm sure you've heard of the ads. I think our parents back then, I don't know, maybe their neighbor, their immediate neighbor was their beauty standard. But right now we have the internet. Maybe your leader that you actually know, not like the person whom you look up to, your role model. Yeah, that's the word. Your role model. You be like, my role model has spotless skin. I need to get that. I need to get that skin that is without any blemish. Yeah. And that's good. That's good. But it's not true. People have their own scars. People have their. I think I had gone for a skin test. Because I was really struggling with the skin. My mom is my main sponsor. Was my main sponsor. So I went for a skin test, and the lady was like, "Your skin will be fine, by the way. Now the people who look good on top." I think she was like encouraging me. The people look good on top, but inside they're struggling maybe with a cancer, a liver, whatever it's called, a liver issue. Yeah, it's like, let's just stop the now I feel like that's another point in terms of beauty. We are always silently, loudly comparing ourselves, most especially us women. Because now, like, if society has put that most Africans they can only grow their hair through plating, as I'm also doing right now, and then someone actually has serious issues with their skin, you either have to figure out a way of how you can do your hair without overly affecting yourself because of a beauty standard, but also just to look good, but also make peace with yourself that you may not please everyone. Because now, like, the real fact is that now people, okay, like I already said, that depending on who you are or what your purpose is in life, you have to sacrifice something. Not like for the people who are in the limelight, you must turn up looking like on point. There's no room for mistakes because you're in the limelight, and the limelight has standards to it. Now, like for the people who are not like over, actually, no, let me just say this: for a woman who is not married, I feel like the beauty standard is a bit, it's a bit there. It's a bit there. We shall all be fine, that beauty standard. But once you are married, bro, what's wrong with your hair? Those are the questions people be asking. You're having this issue? Let's find a solution. Like, it's always about a solution or something. And I would have to say also that physical beauty standards come with a lot of investment of income or money, whatever it is. Because this hair is not for free. Um, this is like Livara hair food. It's also not for free. It costs money. It costs money. So, and I feel like we need to learn to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. If you can afford to plait the braids, please don't judge a sister who can't afford to plait the braids. You know what? You don't know where she is in life or what she's going through in life. And the best thing you can do is to, if you have the money, give. If you don't have the money, basically just pray for that person, honestly. But also, I feel like many of us are overhyping. I always be like, use what you have. Now, like if you don't have like money for hair products, buy that. I don't know there's that green hair food, avocado hair food that most people actually have used. And maybe if you have like skin issues, look out for what's available. Should I just boil cloves? Should I just use wash my hair with maybe a shampoo that's 10k than compared to that which is 30k, or the one which is 70? As we go upwards like that. And I feel like most of us should be delivered that we shall never be equal in society. It will never happen until the kingdom of God is back. Okay, not back, but like fully established when he returns on earth for his bride. Yeah, when he returns on earth for his bride. For right now, and that's majorly for the non-believers. But if you are a believer, God is faithful. He will not let you suffer. That's why we are born again. Not to suffer or anything. Of course, there is death, there is all sorts of things. So, guys, continuing with our podcast, I had paused a little because I was moving slowly. Yes, so continuing with the podcast. I don't think I've emphasized enough beauty standards for men. So I just feel like beauty is not static. Like it's not just beauty of the human body. There is beauty in creation. There is beauty in business. There is beauty in health. There is beauty all around. Because God says glory. He always says the words of in glory and beauty. Now, like the holy garments of Aaron, in glory and in beauty, not just in glory. So for the men, because their primary role is providing, leading, and this is not just to, this is beyond marriage, by the way, guys. It's like even a woman generally, like in society, you must look good, whether you're married or not. By the way, I'm here to correct that. You must look whether you're married or not. Yeah, but for the men, I don't like having men talk. I don't know, not in a bad way, by the way, but like it just gives rough energy. And also, like, who am I to talk about money or provision when I'm not in your shoes? So I feel like you can relate more with fellow men in terms of talking about these things. So I don't qualify. But anyways, for my siblings, let me just say what the world demands of you, or even as the word says. Yeah, all friends. We actually. I don't want to go there, guys. I don't want to go there. I don't have the tenacity to go there. But all I know, men's beauty standards it's the money. Women, it's entirely the looks. You must give. It must be giving. It must be giving as the law. Anyways, guys, let me just talk a breakdown now. Like the beauty standards for the people who are in high school, you can find that someone has more than enough pocket money that can take you for the whole year. maybe for you have like pocket money that person uses for a week. So you in there, you begin the comparison of like, my parents, if only my parents were okay. If only my parents were okay. But forgetting the purpose of that very school that you're in. You're in that school to study, not in that school for, because that school provides for you what is it called? Food, basic food, water, like you have the basic needs of life. And I'm not saying that this applies to all schools. There are schools that are also struggling. I'm just saying like the world has a lot of beauty standards. So I feel like the best thing you can do for yourself is to just allow God to do a great work in your life. Entrust Him with your life. You will have a lesser burden of people pleasing, because apart from God, okay, we ought to own our neighbors, we ought to love our neighbors as we love ourselves, but they should not become an idol, a certain form of idol for us to live our lives. And of course, there's accountability to these things, just for the sake of growth. You have to be accountable, as we are always taught at church. So I believe that let's go back to the primary thing. As believers, as Christians, as daughters of God, as men of God, as sons of God, that the primary beautifier of me is knowing God, loving my neighbor as I love myself, and then God will see to it that my purpose on earth is fulfilled, and to just trust Him every day with my life. Yeah, basically that. And not that He will not give us the earthly possessions. He will give us those earthly possessions in abundance. But there is that part of you that really requires honesty in loving your neighbor, in loving God. That part can't be fulfilled by me having a Mercedes Benz, a G-Wagon in specific. Those are the car. I love that car. Okay, I think even in black. Let's just be very specific at this point. Yeah, if I get it, it's okay, and I will get it. I don't say what you're expecting. I don't know. I will get it. Yeah, we will get it, guys. So let's just revise what beauty standards we are giving to judging ourselves on, and also extending to our friends, our family. Because if your beauty standard is having long hair, you will do all sorts of things that even when you can't, that people who don't see their hair the whole year, they don't, like, after unplaiting immediately. Guys, I need to plait my hair again. No one can see my natural hair, and I know most people struggle with that. Especially people who love plaiting their hair, but surrender it to God. Oh my God, yes, let's surrender our beauty to God, our beauty standards to God. And my beauty standards, I'm not talking about physical beauty, by the way, at this point. Maybe my beauty standards is not me. And maybe someone's beauty standards are tall, dark, and handsome. Maybe someone's beauty standards is that curvy lady, Please, surrender it to God. Maybe your beauty standards are living in a certain area. And maybe your beauty standards are, I don't know, you must be always the first student on that mark sheet. Maybe your beauty standards are, I don't know, there are very many things to this. People have very many beauty standards. But let's love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And shall live calm lives, no pressure. Of course, there is pressure No, there's no pressure. There is a price to pay when you choose true. There's a price when you choose to not over standardize yourself and your life. There's a price to pay. Because if everyone is doing a wig in Africa and you don't, they will probably like, yeah. No, it's not that the hair, the hair that is trending in our generation. That lens wig, and it's not wrong, but if you feel like you can handle that lens wig, please do it. It's not wrong. But it should not become a standard for your neighbor. So, and I feel like the whole point is that don't judge me. Okay, no. I'm accountable to society in general, most especially here in Africa. But don't entirely judge someone because they don't have the hair you have. They don't do the lifestyle that you have. That thing. And that ends up to be serious comparison that ends up in a lot of ways not worth it. Not worth it. It's not worth it, guys. So in extend grace to yourself. I feel like you will grow to what you see in your life. Maybe you want to become a best. I have a friend who loves music. Shouts out to Munguni. As them on TV. Um, um, I have siblings who love leadership. I have siblings. Actually, my elder sister, goals. Miss, if goals was a person and it's a beauty, and I feel like that's what makes all of us different. That we should not have the same aspirations in life. So as you have beauty standards, maybe like you have beauty standards of if I had thick hair, but you don't have the thick hair. If I had fine skin, if I if I had if I had longer eyelashes, never know, never know, never know. We all have some beauty standards in this life. If I had more, if I was in America, living in America, I would be better off in life. If I don't know, there are very many ifs in life, very many ifs in life. But I don't want to say let's calm down, but let's look to the one who really truly beautifies. Because can you imagine even after all the wealth you gain, it has to be good to beautify who you really are. Who you really are. Anyways, guys, let me try to sing this song by Sumi Sola and her husband. It was my song for the year. May God beautify your lives this year, guys. I don't know how you define beauty, but He will supersede it. So the song goes like, you beautify me, you sustain me. I gave you. Okay, I haven't learned the words, but let me just hum it. Na 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 na. I gave you. May God beautify you this year. Oh, may He cause His face to shine upon you. He is that blessing that is everlasting, that will live on forever. And His gifts, His main gifts are not physical, but His major gifts. I don't want to say His main. Yes, God has given us physical gifts, but His main gifts are not physical gifts. Like I already said in our first or second podcast, I already said the gift of love, the gift of peace, the gift of joy, the gift of long suffering, the gift of meekness, the gift of faith. The gifts, there are very many gifts. Yes, even there are other gifts that are beyond the ones in those ones, but even the ones in Galatians, they are gifts, general gifts to minister to God's people. And you should know that God loves you. So I think, guys, I will share with you a video when I'm done with this hair. I don't know which day will I be done. I think it might take me 2 days. Yeah, because I need to relax. I'm not on pressure. And may we enjoy our lives every day. Cease from works. Cease from works and surrender that pretty standard to God. Because your nose is enough, your eyes are enough, your lips are enough, your wallet will grow. Your life will transform. Your friends, they will grow too. May God beautify our relationships this year. May God beautify our personal lives. May God beautify our families. May God beautify all that concerns us. May God beautify my hair. Guys, I'll come back. I'm like, guys, my hair has grown. But yeah, by the time the year ends. So, I love you guys. I love you guys. It was supposed to be like a podcast for December, but somehow December, it's a bit disorganized for me in December. I just didn't prioritize this in December. That's the truth. Yeah, a lot was, I think, happening. Anyways, I hope my audio is better as we continue to grow. I hope the lighting, natural, but I'm using natural lighting. I'm using natural lighting. But one day we shall have all that equipment. I mean, I have the Odogu board. Oh, okay. I think, guys, that's it for now. Enjoy your Jan. If you're still in the winter, if you're still in the winter, God will be faithful. Summer will come. if you're here in Uganda, guys, this month, they should be clapping for us. Those people will be doing climate change. They should be clapping for us because we're having some rain in Jan. Guys, I have to do this whole head, and I'm just getting now distracted. Let me send shouts out to everyone. Share, please, kindly share. Mbagala nnyo bajja. Mbagala nnyo Mukama yasinga okubaagala era ye mwesigwa ate era asobola. I wanted you guys to see my hair like that. The half that I would have done, but it seems like time is not on my side. Bye.